Let's go, let's go, let's go. VIP episode number 240C with the man, Jameel Mohammed, Shop Meelypops, folks. This is so personally close to me because I'm now getting hugely into sports cards as I was a kid. And I know that you, if you're listening right now and are thinking about getting into sports cards, this is a show to listen to. And check out Shop Meelypops. They got the Meelypop Madness this weekend on a Saturday on Instagram. Let's go.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello, and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis, Too Tall and Huff. Folks, you know your boy is always fired up, and one of the biggest blessings of having a podcast and being a podcast host amongst a sports fan and a celebrity fan is be able to bring on people that really I admire in not only the hobbies and passions that I have. And so I'm super pumped to bring you someone that is not only true to the hobby of sports card collecting, but he actually has a business around this, Mr. Jameel Mohammed. What is good, brother? How you doing today, Jameel?
What's up, Travis? Man, I am so stoked to be on. Thank you for having me on, buddy. This is going to be fun.
Let's go, baby. Are you ready to be real?
Let's go. Let's be real.
Absolutely. Just so you guys know a little bit more about my man, welcome to the Meelypops Shop is kind of his business, obviously, founded in 2010 around his hobby, around something he loved from collecting Ozzie Smith cards. As you can see, a St. Louis Cardinals fan, I'm guessing. Also, I saw the LeBron fan, and we'll get into that based on some of your recent stories. But he took his basically passion around sports and collectibles and autographs and all that fun stuff and actually turned it into a physical business, beyond just selling it online and things like that. And obviously now we know you can do both. But he opened a physical brick and mortar location in North Florida, in Gainesville, and has had a great position of success, man. I mean, you position yourself in a good time, man. Who knew that Gary Vee and all these influencers and all these people were going to start getting people involved in the industry? And as an investor, guys, this year alone, I just started looking around. Hey, what do I got in my collection? Because I was an early collector, and it's just one of those things that you just hit at the right time, man. I mean, not only with the 10 years ago, but even now, as more and more people are getting invested into it, and also just collecting the people that they like, the hobbies they like with fantasy. And but tell us a little bit about your story, man. What got you into it, man?
Yeah, so a lot of people just have that, story of, they were a kid, they started collecting this or that, and that was just kind of who I was. And I grew up in kind of St. Louis, Missouri, in the outskirts there, and just got attached to this fascination of like baseball cards, having something in your hand where your hero could be like, you could have your hero, right? And so for me, that was the Cardinals and Ozzie Smith and Old Busch Stadium. Your boy, and I remember collecting his card. There you go.
There's bam. That's an interesting one I just got. Well, bam! It's an interesting one for Pujols, baby.
There you go. My man Pujols. Yeah, that's kind of a sore subject for me, but
I know.
but
his best years with you guys, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would love for him to come back with the Cardinals and finish because I think he's kind of teetering out. But side issue, I grew up collecting cards, and then baseball cards, and we moved to Florida, kind of morphed into basketball cards because I lived on the East Coast of Florida, Central Florida. Shout out to Rockledge, and the Orlando Magic were huge. So they got Shaq, they got Penny. They beat the Bulls and, Nick Anders. I mean, all these crazy things that were going on in the Magic. They made the finals. So I got really into basketball cards. And at that time, too, my brother was getting into, like, Pokemon. And I remember just, like, that whole world of just collecting in the 90s was just this smorgasbord of, like, everybody was diving into this stuff. And everybody had some player they collected or some team they collected. And grading wasn't that big back then. And, it was one of these things where people just enjoyed it. I mean, you probably remember there were card shops everywhere in the 80s and 90s. Absolutely. And so for me, it was just so dope to like be able to do that as a kid. Some great memories doing that with my family and friends, and selling at garage sales and flea markets and making $20 and thinking you're the king. So like that was where it all kind of came from. And then I took a break, like a lot of people do when they get into high school and you become too cool, you think, and then college, which is funny because if I had not thought I was too cool, how much more I think I would be, positioned in this world. But I got back into it about 2008, 2009. And that's when I got serious about it. That's when I really started saying, hey, I know this market. I got a background in it. I started doing the eBay, the online forums,
right.
ComSeas, the grading, just learning that whole world, and it was about 2 or 3 years I was going to shows, buying collections at shows,
Gotcha.
Selling a lot online, buying people out. And then it just kind of morphed into what is now, the Meelypops Shop, which is a full-fledged, like the big thing I pride ourselves on is we're a modern card shop. What I mean by that is we just don't do one thing. Like I'm not opposed to trying new things. So we're doing breaks. We help people with grading. We're ventured into Pokemon and helping people like understand that and getting kids involved. We have kids who are very involved in our shop and do a lot of things for that. We get involved in the community, Little League Baseball and foster care and all these other things that we do in the community. So like, we're not just a card shop that sells cards. We're trying to be more modern, doing everything. So hence, why we're doing this, and I love this. I love the fact that we can talk and have this, this interaction via the internet, and so many people can learn about cards now through the internet.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's become, like we've talked about and maybe heard about, it's the new modern, obviously, investment possibly. It's like I've collected these all, Jameel, when I was a kid. I'd send them autographs and then I'd ask them for the autograph back. Now, most of them I can't resell because they have my name on it, But it's so personal to me. It's a humbling room to come into, but then it's how it's pivot in general is this maybe is a new form of artwork, obviously as an investment. It's for sure. You get a Jim Brown card that's, PSA, anything over 6, you sit on that thing for a while. It's not only expensive to get in it, but there's not very many around. And so like anything, it's a scarcity thing and people are going to want to put these things up, especially when you got, possibly people with money, that can just buy up. I was just thinking, Jeff Bezos could be buying up every damn, PWCC auction or, the top level auctions out there. He could just be buying all these damn cards up and just sticking them in a room somewhere. How are these things? Who's buying them? Someone's got to be buying these $50,000, $60,000 cards and they're not going to make another one, And so like Bitcoin or any of these other investments, plus it's also kind of fun too. I think that's the thing. And being a owner of a business, I'll be transparent with you because I have a local card shop that I collected at when I was a kid. My first job, folks, was a paperboy, and so I took a lot of that money.
Hey, the hustle! I love it.
I got a bunch of these cards that I had in great condition actually at PSA now. Hopefully, getting some good grades, maybe on some Kobe's and some Kevin Garnett's and some of the Shaqs and the the ones that I loved. And but the point is, I went back to support him, right? Just see how what he's doing compared to like you guys, a modern card shop. And to be transparent, we're in maybe a slower market, Fresno, California, a little slower market, but still it's California. People got money here. They say that in Central California, there's more money in the banks of Central California than all of other banks of California.
Wow.
But interesting because there's a lot of farmers.
Are you saying I need to make a Meelypops in Fresno? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's something there, dude. I'm just saying there's money. But so it's just interesting that he's not doing those kind of things. He hasn't moved, and I mean, maybe he's tired of it. He's getting older now. But the difference is I still wouldn't go and kind of support him, bought a couple boxes, looked for some rookies he had and things and just see what he had there. And I still will here and there go support him. But at scale, I'm getting more packages from you guys. All the way from Florida, I've gotten 3 packages from you guys on breaks that I did while I'm watching my daughter. And it's kind of a fun way for me to break a pack or two and actually honestly get into some of these boxes that are very expensive, folks. So, to buy $1,000 box, it's expensive, but to get 3 packs out of that box, you might be able to get something, special.
Absolutely. So, and you don't have to break the bank at $1,000, right? I mean, that's the beauty of cards and that's the beauty of like what breaks are. So for all listening audience, like, we're doing these things, whether it be on our Instagram account at Live at Night, where you can just simply watch a live, pay some money through Venmo or PayPal and have a chance to open that, spend 50, 100, 200, whatever you want to spend.
Right.
Or, there are ways that you can buy boxes through us, through the websites and things that we have and through those platforms, and then you can open it at home. Another thing that's cool is, you get a box in the mail. You open that with your family, you open that with your kids or whatnot. And I love seeing that with parents and families and moms and dads and their kids doing that together. But to touch on your point, about kind of, it's a stereotype. The card shop from the 90s and the 2000s was very unorganized. I don't want to say the word dingy, but, maybe dusty or just kind of not knowing what stuff was. It was unorganized. There's not a lot of space because the market, your overhead was, to keep it low. So you have to have a small rent. And so for us, when we made the shop, I really thought a lot, my wife and I considered a lot of different things we prayed about. We're just like, what we need to do here is we need to have space for people so they can come in, enjoy themselves, not feel, cluttered or they can't find things. We need to be organized and we need to have an online element because most people, another thing that's cool about, breaks, and I'll touch on this quickly, is when you have breaks in a local card shop, what it does is it creates a community inside the card shop that then now becomes a bigger, epicenter, grows and grows because you're seeing people now in Georgia or New York or yourself in California talking with the guys, who are in Gainesville or in North Florida who come to the card shop, and then you have this bigger community that's, you know, super localized, right? As well as super, you know, there's a mega side to it as well. So we've created something there where I think, you know, a card shop that has a breaking community, these people come in, they pick up the stuff together, they say, oh, you're that guy that just, you know, hit that card last night. That's awesome. Or, hey, you said that card have to get graded. What'd it get? And so now you have this kind of, you know, indwelling in the business where I love it. It's all the infrastructure that's created locally. And now we have people who are local, who are friends with all these guys, you know, nationally and internationally, and they talk, and we're going to
cards from each other, maybe do some business.
Exactly. You know, and then we're going to do the national card show in Chicago. We've done it many years in national, and these guys will all go and they'll meet, and it's just kind of it's a beautiful thing when you start to see like the interactions that the true, you know, cards have created with people. I mean, most people give it a knock because they think it's all about money and investment, and the truth is, like you said, it's fun. Yes. You can collect things and you can invest in things at the same time. There's so many people in our shop who come in and they fund their collection and their hobby by buying and selling. So that doesn't make them not a collector because they buy and sell stuff. They still collect what they want. And I love that. I think that's kind of the hybrid model that we've adopted. And I push that with people because that's what's going to sustain this going forward. And I love that you have all this stuff in your office there, because I look at that and I think that's what a collector does. They enjoy it. They display that stuff. They show it off. They talk about it. And that's what, you know, we're trying to cultivate.
Oh yeah, dude. It's crazy. It's not so many stories, but when I get humble, I look at John Wood and I'm looking at Peyton Manning and Jerry Tarkanian, who's a local legend. The point is you just get humbled, you know what I mean? And for me, and then most importantly with the hobby, man, you're absolutely right, guys. I mean, I'll be transparent with you. I created a marketing blog, if you want to call it, essentially helping valuable card collectors that have expensive cards on eBay market those, you know? And then on the flip side, turn that into a little business where I can have some eBay money where I'm selling $20, $50 cards, you know, $30 cards, $10 cards, you know, even, and just make some revenue. It is more work. I'll be transparent with you. I have found that, you know, I have to figure out that part, which I have in my other businesses, which you got to package things up and do these kind of things, which I have in my other businesses figured out obviously with my team, but it's just a fun hustle for me, guys. And so I think everybody listening, there's someone that you're a fan of. I'm finding more and more people. Yesterday, I went through my collection and I sent off to about 15 of my personal Facebook friends cards within their favorite teams.
Oh, I love it.
Just to give back, dude, just to get people inspired, and maybe it brings them back to saying, hey man, what do you got more in that, you know, that team or whatever. Maybe it's a planting the seed. Most importantly, it's just kind of a way of giving back kind of some cards, but there's just so many fun things you can do. I found actually giving cards to people is another great way, because that's what I like to do in my life. Outside of giving you a Starbucks gift card, it's just another way of kind of giving you a memento, you know, your favorite player or something, you know.
And it brings a smile to someone's face, or it brings a memory back to them where, you know, in this world, in this day and age, like there's so much negativity in everything, right? Everything we see, even when it's trying to be positive, we see negativity. So like, I mean, doing some of that stuff, it generates kind of something for somebody to reminisce. And I think it's awesome. And I mean, my other background is a therapist, you know, I'm an occupational therapist by trade. So I worked at the VA hospital for years and years and years. For not years, I sound like I'm like 95 years old. I worked there for 11 years.
Right. Well, that's a long time.
Yeah, had a great time, you know, working with vets from all different aspects of life, whether they be 23 and they went to Afghanistan, or whether they be, you know, 95 and we're in World War II. But the cool thing about it is when I bring up, you know, things reminisce, specifically cards or sports or things like that with those guys, I can't tell you how quickly a demeanor or someone's rapport will change with you. You know, baseball cards, talking to somebody from the 50s, 60s, and 70s about baseball cards is awesome, because almost all those guys remember putting them in their bike spokes to make the fun noises, or putting holes in them or whatever. And it is what it is. Like, those cards are damaged, they're gone forever, but at least that memory is there. So I think if we can do more of that, you know, another cool thing, you know, if you're in a fantasy league, and you're into cards, and you beat somebody, send them a card of the guy that you just.
That's a good one.
Or send them their team. You know, maybe put their stuff together, put a little together, and send them their team, because I think that kind of stuff makes cards more tangible and applicable to what you're doing, and it's fun. It's fun to talk about that and to have, you know, these cards, you know, wherever what you do, take it to work, take it to the office, you know. So
because if you guys are breaking packs, or if you're breaking open a box or whatever, you're gonna get some cards that are they're good guys, but they're not really more than a few bucks each one, you know. So it's like, send these away and it makes someone feel really special, because you actually thought about them. As very personalized. I love doing those kind of things. So it's just giving me another tool, because I'm like looking around, oh, what do I got? I could just give this away. You know, it's kind of fun, and I'm sure that's obviously a blessing you get to do too. A couple questions I had, because I literally got inspired to who you were listening to the Sports Card Investor on YouTube because when I was digging deep,
Jeff.
I started following, Jeff and their team is just a great job. And I started digging deep into the brands, Panini, and just, wow, these brands have evolved, and Panini is really just a beast now.
They are. They are.
What they do now, actually having, I think, Tracy on their social media team on the show next week, actually. So I'm really excited to hear
what. Yeah, Tracy's a good person.
Is she? Yeah. It's they've just done a great job over there. Not only marketing the brand, but obviously showing off what people are ripping and cool stuff on social.
Yeah.
But I got into the Market Movers platform, and I'm just curious what you think about that. I mean, tracking your collection, is it do you think it's important to use things like that? Once you're putting in some serious dough.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's important to kind of use tools that help you understand the value of your collection, et cetera? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay. So, I mean, if you think about it, we live in a day and age now where there are market movers and there are all these people out there who have these different kind of marketing, elements where you can follow collections, follow values, see things as they go. We also do something I do a thing called Mealy Stocks on Instagram with
okay.
Partner with them, and they do this, similar stuff as well. And I think about all that stuff, and there's a lot of hate in that in the world today. But here's the thing: in the 90s and the 80s, people did the same thing. It was called Beckett Magazine.
Yes.
And they used the Beckett Magazine, and now it wasn't updated every single day, but they used the Beckett Magazine to justify their value of their collection and how they went and sold. So now we have. Beckett is kind of a guide. It's very, very rare you'll find someone who'll be like, I only go by Beckett book value. That's kind of the old school guys. And they're losing a lot, I think, with understanding the market. But we use eBay sale values, right? Yes. We look at StockX, we look at ComC, we look at all these different, things that are out there to understand the metrics. And it's your money. So you want to be smart with your money. And if you look at cards specifically as an investment, then that's fine. Do it. If that's how you're going to do it, that's fine. But if you enjoy cards from a collecting standpoint, a hobbyist as well, then that stuff's not going to be as important to you. Now, can you be a hobbyist and still be smart with your money? Absolutely. I mean, that's a smart thing to do. And a lot of people will say to me now, like, Jameel, like, have you, lost your knack for cards? Do you not enjoy cards? Do you have a personal collection anymore? Yeah, there are little things that I collect, and I think as a business owner, it's important for me to understand, like, maybe some of those things at times I need to move, to leverage the store or however we need to do it. But I mean, I'm in that position. I have overhead and I have employees. Like for people out there who don't have that, I mean, have fun with it. You know what I mean? And, take your sports knowledge. I think it's all the time. Take what you think you know about sports and apply it to sports cards and hype and the hype beast and the train of, market moving. And then just say, hey, challenge yourself. Maybe you can make money. Maybe you'll lose money. But at the same time, you have something tangible for it. And I think it's much better than going out there and playing the lotto or just betting some money at Churchill Downs or something. You're investing in things that you want to follow. A lot of people out here, we love sports. We follow sports more than we do our normal jobs, our careers, what we went to school for. So we have a knowledge base in that, I just say have fun with it. I think it is important to track your collections. I do think that the market, you need to really, if I were to give anybody advice, I would say, take about 6 months to really understand the card market, understand eBay, understand how things are bought and sold, understand grading, because that's a very important element. Understand PSA versus Beckett versus SGC versus now CGC. Look at all these elements and then kind of dive into it. Don't go into this not knowing that, because you can really, I think, hurt yourself sometimes doing that as well.
Right. And I think that's a big thing that most people do. They just get so excited. I'll tell you, I'll be transparent. I just started doing that right away. I mean, I was like, holy shit. Thank God I'm not going to buy necessarily random, hot basketball players. I'm buying the OGs, the Larry Fitzgeralds,
let's go.
The Drew Brees rookie cards, the Tom Brady rookie cards. I'm buying people that.
There's nothing wrong with that, though. You're making smart decisions. You're buying Hall of Fame PSA graded rookie cards. Like that's a very 101 thing. Like that's awesome. Like those aren't really going to lose value. Trust me. Like I don't see those cards dropping. So you're not really losing money in that. And I think it's awesome you did that.
Yeah. I mean, I think I had to just eventually take the step, because to be transparent with you, it's not as, I'm also a big stock investor. I'm also investing in businesses themselves. I also have my own business. I also have got into crypto and Bitcoin and things like that in 2015. So I've built a little crypto fund.
There you go.
But the point is, it's not as fun. None of that shit is more fun. So I stopped. I said, you know what? I'm just going to create this card business. I'm going to create this blog, which we like to do marketing blogs. And then also I'm going to just invest. I'm going to turn my own personal hobby and collection into some money, sell some stuff on eBay that basically has been sitting around here, which it kind of inspired me to do, and The next thing we're going to talk about is grading, because I think that's the next thing that people need to understand about is the importance of some of these grading things. Now, it can take it to another level when the card's graded, as well as obviously protecting it and kind of keeping it. If you are paying hundreds of dollars for a card, you don't want to just to ding it up. But the PSA obviously is the leader, right? You guys are an authorized PSA company to get cards graded. The things that we're hearing lately, I've been hearing, my lead times, I can't get anything back. Obviously, you're hearing that people are just overwhelmed. So I've kind of looked at it like, hey, whenever I get this beautiful package back, I'm going to be happy.
It's like Christmas, right? It's going to be Christmas for you, like his little boy on Christmas. I think, so for grading, there's a couple elements to it. And we could probably even do a whole podcast just on grading. But for the person out there just casually listening, PSA grading has become kind of the cream of the crop when it comes to the PSA 10 Gem Mint card. And really the reason why is because PSA, most people don't realize, is they go from a 8, 8.5, 9, and then to a 10. So there's no half point grading between a 9 and a 10. So that makes the 10 more elusive to me. And that's the highest you can get on PSA. This is really talking more the modern card market. Right. So with Beckett, you have 9, 9.5, 10, and then you also have the black label 10 now they have. So you have really multiple elements between a black label and a 9 on Beckett. And I think it's really hurt them, from my standpoint, looking at it as a business owner. Then you have SGC, who also has followed that Beckett model. They're kind of a little lesser. But in all of those three gamuts, those three big companies for grading for modern cards, they're super behind. And I understand why. They had X amount of employees. COVID happens, it shuts everything down. People are at home trying to find ways to make money. Right. Grading is a way for, the common lower class, middle class person to buy something and then flip it to grade it, make some money so they can sustain their living, right? So they've been inundated with packages. I heard that they were, PSA 1 million to 2 million cards behind. Wow. And they only did like 2 or 3 million cards in all of 2019. So you think about how far they are behind. And then you have the world of Pokemon, for example, has grown immensely. So you have a trading card world that's growing now, where people are sending in. So you have all this other stuff. So PSA is hiring people in California. There's your home state. They're doing the best they can.
Absolutely.
And they're put forth effort there. You do have
a lot of capital. They got a lot of capital.
Hey man, they got all those bank money. They got all that bank money, man. So, but as
money coming in, baby.
Or other options. It's just with those guys, the value retention when you do get a gem mint or a high grade is not as comparable to a PSA grade. I'd say grade with what you like. I mean, each one has their own kind of intricacies. One thing for people to understand that PSA and Beckett and SGC all do vintage cards as well. Yes. I would say that PSA and SGC are probably a little bit higher though than Beckett when it comes to vintage cards for a lot of reasons. But you're going to be waiting for your cards to get back. You mentioned the word artwork, and I think this is a cool way to think of cards. You're encapsulating something for its lifetime inside of a plastic shield, and then you have a label that kind of details it, right? So it is modern art. Whether you look at modern cards or vintage cards in 1952, Mickey Mantle or whatever, and the cool color scheme and the size of it and the cut of it versus a PSA 10 Luka Doncic optic, rookie card. They kind of have their own, intricacies that make it look like art to people, modern art or classic art. So I can see that market growing, just from that aspect of, hey man, I have cards with serial numbers on them. This is legit. And people who are getting into it now know that there's a real upside to holding and valuing these limited pieces of art, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. And they're not going to most of them are going to want to go through getting them raw, checking out which ones look good, sending them off, going through the process. A lot of these people got money. They don't care. Yeah. They're buying this thing for whatever the hell it's worth, right then. Jim Brown. Okay. I don't know what I bought this with this, but it was a decent value Jim Brown card because it's hard to find those.
Yeah.
And one day when someone's going to find this, it's $300. It's, 5 times more, 6 times more, whatever. The point is they don't have to go through the shits and giggles of getting it graded. They're going to want it just ready to go. And so I think there's a value of both. I think there's a value of learning it all. Learn, pack open, packs. Learn, kind of just buy the favorite vintage stuff. I had a podcast guest that isn't in sports cards, but he just has his own collection of rare cards. And the point was, he always says he likes to buy them raw, just because he likes to go get them graded himself. And he went to he dropped them off with them at the card shows. And but it's just interesting, man. I think you're absolutely in the driver's seat, my man, into a huge boom. And I love what you guys are doing online, man. So I'm going to keep buying packs from you guys online as you guys are opening new brands. A couple more questions for you, my man. We're about to take you into our top 10. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. Apple or Android?
Ooh, Apple.
Apple, Netflix or YouTube?
Oof. I'm gonna go YouTube.
YouTube,
Yeah,
Instagram or Facebook?
Oh, that's a tough one. They're like
brothers right there. They're big brothers. They don't buy each other.
I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna say Facebook because that's what really started us.
That was the OG.
Instagram has now taken us, but I would say Facebook.
And you guys got both, right? You guys got different.
Yeah, I mean, that's our two biggest platforms for sure.
Yeah, dude. And folks that are doing and selling products, go find Shop Meelypops and see what they're doing, because this is how you sell things online live. Yeah. This is how you use your social platforms. You don't have to have
free. It's free, people.
Free, dude. Are you crazy? I've been telling people this for so many years. After I've been doing my business now for 11 years in social media, and telling customers it's free. You just got to work at it. Obviously, you know, if you hire teams, but you got your own team working at it. And then now live, you can sell things.
Yeah.
You know, you can sell things. And they got the Facebook shop coming soon. And they got other things coming. So you're going to be able to make some money right there. Chicken or steak when you're thinking about a good meal?
Oh, got to go with the steak, man. Love the steak. Let's go, man.
Let's go. I need a steak right now. Laptop or a smartphone?
I think with me, I've become more of a smartphone guy. Yeah, I mean, I grew up laptop, but smartphone's where it's at because that's how it's everywhere. You take it everywhere.
You go live on it. You can make money on it. PayPal, eBay, everything's on there. Do you guys still do eBay in the shop too, or is it mostly?
Yeah, so we have an eBay shop. You can find us. We've been on eBay since '98, man. I mean, since we're OGs on eBay. I remember selling cards and sending cash in the mail to get cards and stuff.
Wow.
But eBay, we haven't done as much because we move cards so quickly with our Meelypops Madness on Instagram or with our in-store stuff. But yeah, we do have eBay. We got go check us out. We don't put a lot on there though.
Yeah, got you. So it's obviously there's a lot more fees involved on eBay.
Yeah, and time, time to list and all that versus when you can just simply take a card, sell it immediately, and ship it. Like it just removes all that.
Yeah, you guys got to check out his on Saturday. I went
wild.
I went wild on Saturday. We even got my PayPal to send them a few e-checks because they had like 8 different PayPal requests on there because I was buying so many damn cars because there's so many damn good things on there and at good value. Like you said, you can just move them, and then to me it comes in one package, and boom, I open them all, and there's some beauties in there. And you guys had so many cool cards on there. I was like,
yeah, man, God. Thanks.
I have to calm down because I did spend so much and I got so much at grading. I got like 300 cards in grading and I just went nuts. I got to get some money back in the pocket. So I've been selling, but yeah, you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, just real quick on that. Meelypops Madness is this thing we started on Instagram where one day I was watching people doing a virtual card show and they had these cards out and it was like really kind of slow and like painstaking watching people because in the card world, people really hold on to this stuff, right?
Right.
And so for me, I was like, you know what? Let me just do this that night. So that night I went live and I put some cards on a table and we sold out. And I was like, you know what? Let's try it again, next week. So I did again. And I hadn't even named it yet. And we just were moving cards so quickly because people saw, hey man, these cards are price fair. They're selling them below what eBay sales are. And I was very honest and straightforward. We have graded and non-graded on the table. So now we're on our 23rd session coming up on October, I think it's the 10th. And that'll be our 23rd session. And come join us, man. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you're listening, just come on Instagram, go live with us, and you'll see it. Let me make sure I get the date right. Yeah, October 10th. And just come on and click on the live and just watch it. You don't have to buy anything. Just watch it. We call it Meelypops Madness. It's the best place on the internet to buy and buy single cards.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. It's fun, man. I'll be transparent with you. It is just a fun experience. Obviously it's like an auction, so you got to make a move. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to make a move on these things. You know what I mean? But
it's new stuff coming out constantly, right? I mean, you saw how quickly things sell, and then new stuff comes out. So
yeah, dude, talk about a great way of just capturing a lot of sales on one day, dude.
Yeah,
bam! My boy, got to make some money, baby. Bring that cash register. Let's go. Spotify or Pandora when you're thinking about music?
Ooh, Spotify.
Movies or video games?
Oh, man, I'm getting old now, so I'm doing more movies. But I used to be a Madden head, so I used to Bond and Halo and all that. But definitely movies now.
Now for efficiency, you just throw on a good movie and it's just bam.
There you go. You're right. I just got Tenet, by the way. Go see that.
Okay, really? Tenet.
Yeah, good, really good.
Reading books or listening to books?
I would say reading. That's more me.
Get the physical. Stocks or real estate when you're thinking about other types of investments?
Stocks. I mean, here's the thing with real estate. I can't handle it sometimes, man. Like renting properties and all the issues that could come up. I'm more about stocks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too liquid, baby. Get that stock. You can just buy it one day, and then, you know, if you want to sell
Let's
it,
go. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Well, bam, let's go. Cash back in the bank. Let's go. You don't got to worry about fees, waiting 30 days, this escrow, this and this.
Some guys
oceans or lakes when you're thinking about a vacation.
Say it again.
Oceans or lakes when you're thinking about like a vacay?
Ooh, I definitely would say oceans. Yeah.
Let's go. Where would you go right now if you could hop on a plane and feel safe going there right now?
Anywhere right now in the world.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, my wife and I we had our 10-year anniversary was in July, and we wanted to go to St. Lucia for our 10-year, but of course we can't really. So we went there for our original honeymoon. So I like the Caribbean. My dad's from Trinidad, so so I would say somewhere in the Caribbean, definitely, or maybe Hawaii. That'd be where I want to go.
Hell yeah, dude. Both.
There you
baby.
go.
You deserve both.
Go big. Go big.
Go both. Let's go to St. Lucia first, and then fly to Hawaii. Go to Maui, Honolulu, or Kauai. My favorite islands. Dude, you got a great energy, brother. When you're waking up in the morning and getting ready for the day, why do you love being you?
Why do I love being me? Ooh, good question. I think just simply because, you know, I don't require a lot, and I just enjoy the life that I've been given by God. You know what I mean? I just think that, I don't know if I love me. I think I love the fact that I've been given so much and opportunity to do what I can. I have a lovely wife. We've been married now 10 years, where we have, you know what I mean? I'm more of a minimalist. I don't feel like you need a lot in life, things, but like cards and that's the joke, right? Because you think like all other stuff that I have in the store, but you don't really need that stuff. We have each other, we have friends, we have, you know, people, you know, and so I think I love it because I don't really need much, and I'm thankful for what I have, man. Yeah. So
that is cool. And you got yourself a cool LeBron X Factor refractor over there I saw in your collection. Is that going to go into the PC collection? Yeah,
that might, man. That might. I actually have two. That one, I call that the Arkansas LeBron. You should go back on Instagram and find our purse LeBron story. That's a wild story. A lady had the same card in her purse for 17 years and walked into my shop in November of 18 and asked me how much it was worth. She thought it was worth a couple $100. So it's a wild story in how I obtained that card. I'm sorry, November 19. This is the second one from that. And the only reason why I got this one is because those people found that story on Google from the first one and contacted me and said, we saw your purse LeBron story. We found this in our closet. So it's LeBron Rookie X Factor still in the Topps Chrome Rookie X Factor still in its sealed container. And I think I'll put those away for sure. I might grade them. I might not. I'm not sure yet. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a hard one to do the grading. Well, you can do the expedited.
You know what I might do is I actually might fly out to California soon because if I do that, because I'd rather, instead of shipping like paying the $800 to $1,000, it's like, we'll just fly out and go to PSA, walk in the door, and what's up? Let's grade this thing right now, baby.
Right, do a vacation. It's a special card. Yeah, it's a special card for them too. They'd want to put it on.
Sure.
Put it out there. I've been seeing on their stuff. They do a good job too. PSA does a good job of on their social media. I was checking.
Yeah, they're frequent for sure.
Yeah, they keep it frequent, and it's a lot of cool things happen in this industry. Do you think you'll ever retire and say, I'm done with the sports card industry?
I mean, I'll be like your guy on your jersey there. You got Jason Witten on. He said he was done, he came back, and then he came back.
The coach, the coach, baby.
I think this is definitely a thing. It's a lifetime thing. It's a skill set that you enjoy. You know what I mean? And I just feel like cards and collectibles and the hobby, it's like something you're going to live and die with. You know what I mean? And I love just the fact that you can impart that to people, hook people up with stuff, get kids excited about cards. I don't think I'll ever leave it, so to say, but the card shop life is tough. And I'll just, from a business standpoint, running a card shop in this day and age to be successful, you're going to have to really grind, put a lot of work in. And it does take a toll. Like, I mean, we're working 6-7 days a week, some weeks. And I mean, 80 hours a week, 85 hours a week, where you're just really, really pushing. And we want to do well. We want to put forth a good product, good customer service. Right. We have a team of 5 people now. I've been very lucky to find 5 really awesome people working with us. So we're growing. But I don't know if I can do this forever.
Yeah. You can always scale it. Just do it online. Like, you go back again, sure. You know, you just take it, because all you're building right now is just continual momentum for an even bigger snowball with your online presence, you know? So, or both, or some blend of both, you know, that's the key thing. It's hard. The interesting thing about being a business owner is there's no right answer. Like,
exactly.
There's no right answer. You can learn from other card shop owners, what they've done. You could listen to your heart and soul, but no one has the right answer but you, my man. You built this thing. And so when it's time to exit, it'll be time. Maybe someone will buy them from you. You never know. There's all sorts of different things that can happen.
People always say, like, why would you even open a shop when I did? Why would you name your shop what it is? Like, Meelypop is an old nickname I had as a kid that was in 2010. I thought was a joke when I made my eBay account, and did all this stuff. And all of a sudden now we have it plastered on our walls and there's a brand there. So you just never know in business where things are going to go. Just work hard, listen to what you know yourself better than anything. And I think for us, man, just trying to care about people in business and push that. I think people recognize that. So be true to yourself and honest. And I think you do well.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. How do you start your day? Do you have a routine to get your day going?
Every day is so different for me, man, now because some nights I'm up super late, you know what I mean? And then some nights, I'll get regular normal hours of sleep. I think one thing I try and do is in the morning as I get up, say a prayer and I play with my dogs just to kind of detach a little bit, you know what I mean? Focus on something else and then just get going, you know what I mean? Because every day when I walk in this shop, there's it's like 90 different things that I think of need to get done. Work on this, go to that, go buy this collection. We just drove to Arkansas to buy, you know what I mean? There's something always happening. So you have to have that moment in business where you detach a little bit, you know what I mean? And that's kind of been that for me, just family, friends, prayer, those kinds of things for sure.
Yeah. Find that little bit of meditation, man, especially, because it's not easy being a business owner. It's not easy. Anyone that says it's easy is tripping. It's fun. You get control of your time. There's a lot of blessings from it because you get a lot of cool things to happen, but it's not easy.
Is
there a skill you're trying to master right now? Is there something you're trying to get better at?
Oh man, what a good question. Something that I'm trying to get better at is like learning the online world. So we're launching our website very soon. It's going to be meelypops.com. It's going to be all things cards. So it's going to be breaks, boxes, single cards, and then all our social platforms, and then all the podcasts that I've been working on with Mealy Stocks and other stuff. So it's going to be kind of a place where someone can come, and the modern card shop, like I was saying, will be all there at your fingertips. It's not done yet, but for me, I'm not a back end guy, so I'm learning this all with my guys who are helping me and I'm working with. So I'm going to eventually have to take that over and train people in, right? So learning that backside is really very important. And then the second thing for me is like trying to make quality content like video and stuff. I don't know how to do that at all. I didn't know that. It's scary for me, but I'm learning little things here and there. And whether it be you do a video on Instagram or TikTok or whatnot, or whether you edit it on one of the platforms, just trying to learn how to do that better, be better presentation, putting things out for people, because we're in a day and age now where if something kind of looks like, I call it janky, it's not going to go well over with the audience. And I think we live in a consumer-based world now where people want quality, right? And I think we, as a card shop in worldwide, I live in it as a 35-year-old man, I should be able to put that out there. So trying to learn that stuff with the technical side.
Absolutely, bro. I'll give you some things right now that I think always work right now. Okay. Tell a story. You already did a great job with that with your Arkansas collections. Be funny, memes, selfies, emotional, motivational, and contests. Those always work. All those always work in every single social campaign that we have, typically in a foundational manner. All this, obviously, the customers and brands might be different, but when you have those integrations, especially the contest ones, because that tricks people into the algorithm, is to have something where they're constantly having to engage. Constantly, win a mosaic box, blaster box. Tag a friend on Instagram, and or just those things that just basically try to leverage already what you got going on. Because you guys already do a great job, dude. I mean, it's transparent. You guys do a great job. That's why you're on the show today.
Yeah, man. I think you have consistent in it, right? Like that's another key. Is like I'm learning that is be consistent in how you post. And like I know there's a gazillion things going on, but like we have our 6,000 follower giveaway. I've been trying to post for like 2, 3, 4 days and I haven't done it yet, but like we're going to post that. Yes. And then I know if I was, better at that. So there's always something you can improve on, I think, with all that,
Absolutely. And don't beat yourself up, dude. Just get back on the next day and just ride that pony, baby. Ride that pony the next day. Do you have a favorite app on your phone right now?
Favorite app on my phone? I think my fantasy football app's been used a lot recently.
Yahoo? The Yahoo?
Yahoo, man. Yeah. Yahoo's where it's at. I've been in the league for about 15 years with some college friends, so that's cool. I would say that, and then there's an app called Soul4 and 130 Point. 130 Point is a website, but Soul4 is another app. Those are perfect apps for learning what things are truly selling for, even with offers and things on auction. So sold for is one word, and then that's an app, and then 130 Point, 130 Point, Point. Those are two places that I've been
very frequent. So those, I would say those are my big, and then of course Instagram and Facebook. So
Is the 130 point similar? Is it help you price out things and help you?
yeah, 130 points. I mean, I don't know the guys who run it, but I'd say that's probably the best tool that's free available. 130point.com. Go check it out. And PWCC Marketplace is another place you can sign up for and see trending data from years and years ago as well. So there's a lot out there. And again, going that educational thing, understand how to learn the market, understand how to see what something's sold for truly, whether it be an offer versus an auction versus, buy it now. You really need to learn that world of eBay.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people offering like some card for like $900. You're like, this card's worth like $20, dude.
Exactly.
So I always go in there. You got to know it, but then also obviously just offer. Start with offer them half of what it's worth if it's possible. Make a deal. Let's make a deal. Let's come to the negotiation.
It's all about baby making them deals.
Making them deals, baby. That's what you do every Saturday, or not every Saturday, but when it comes up.
Yeah.
If you could sit down with any player in the world, this is a couple last questions here, my man, and have a steak dinner, who would it be?
Any player
or anyone in the world.
Anyone in the world or any player. I think from a player standpoint, man, there's so many people that are interesting to me that on and off the field. Somebody like in basketball, that I'd love to sit down with, be like someone like Giannis or Luka, these upcoming talents.
Yes.
Just to kind of see what goes in their mind as they're emerging. People might say LeBron or Kobe or, these guys, rest in peace, Kobe, but like those guys have kind of already arrived in a way. Like I like to see some of those guys that are kind of up and coming. I think
a lot on their shoulders, right? They got a lot on their shoulders.
Yeah. And kind of see, how they handle that. I think Luka handled that really well this year on a team that was very, I don't think very strong, but he played really well. And then you look at Giannis, and I think he kind of underperformed. And so, those kind of things I think are interesting. I love soccer. So seeing some of the guys in soccer, you know what I mean? Maybe a Ronaldo or Messi, talking to those guys from that standpoint. Gosh, it's such a hard question, man. There's so many people. A guy who in Gainesville here, Gainesville, the Gators, right? We have here. So, I've talked to him, but not like met him, had a dinner with Tim Tebow to kind of see how influential he's become, not being a player when everything kind of blew up in his face, right? And he has stuff where he helps out disabled kids and does incredible things across this world. And just to kind of talk with him about his faith and those things would be interesting. But yeah, there's a couple people there.
I love that dude. We're gonna have to put the Tebow too, man, because that dude is a unbelievable character. Not only obviously what he did and all the hype and everything, what happened in his football career, which he had some highs and lows and all the different types of things, but then a major transition into media and all these different things.
Baseball, right?
Baseball and then all the things he's done off the field, helping people and things like that, and then done it with obviously the faith in mind and with a world full of crazy fools out there. He's at least a guy that is a good dude at heart.
Now he's doing something now. I don't know if you've seen it, he's really combating sex trafficking. He's him and his wife, I guess, Miss Universe. He really married down there, right? But in a way, like Tebow and her, I forget her name is, but they're doing stuff to just really, from a worldwide perspective, how cool to use that platform, to really make a worldwide impact. So I love that kind of stuff, seeing that and seeing it from that level.
Right. And all the pressure, like we said, and when you get to those levels, man, there's a lot of pressure. Not only the big cameras and the lights and the flashes, but you got coaches and the owners and then all the people that love you, that come to the stands. They come to root you.
And then you have the media to deal with,
social media blowing you up. Hey, you suck! You killed me on fantasy this week. You suck, man. That's awesome, man. Has there been a book that has changed your life?
Just from a faith standpoint, I know it might sound cliche, but I think I've used a lot of what it is to kind of apply to my life on a daily basis. It's been the Bible. That's been something that people, I know a lot of people may not like that answer, but for me, it's been kind of what changed my life and really taught me how to love people and love others and really, give back. Like you were talking about earlier, like being others minded, being selfless. And I'm not saying that's who I am, but trying to be that every day. I think that's a key thing in my life. And I don't read a lot of books. I try to get as much as I can, but as a business owner, sometimes life is crazy and you don't even think about reading, or doing those kinds of things. So there hasn't been really any motivational books that I've ever, read, but I know there's a lot out there that I probably should. So.
Right. Yeah. The biggest thing I've always done is just using Audible, but you're so right, man. You got to go with what's working for you. And obviously the Bible and the foundational stories and what it can bring into your life is unbelievable.
Yeah. Definitely is something I encourage. It's not something where people necessarily would gravitate to. But man, there's so much truth in that. You know what I mean? And just to apply to your life each and every day. And if you're looking for ways to in this world, right, how to help others and how to be a light, it's definitely there. So
yeah, and if you want a good simple one, get a kids version, because then it kind of breaks it down into a kids, and you can kind of listen. I've been reading the Bible, with my daughter here and there.
There you go.
It's very simple. It's very,
you get the pictures too, right? You got the
pictures, very understandable. You can read a few verses and it's not completely confusing, because obviously the Bible is a little bit of a philosophy in a kind of a way that it kind of can touch people in different ways. Words, we all take in things differently, but with the kids one, it's pretty straightforward. It's like, this happened. It's cool. It's very cool. So I always say, start with there. If you like the picture, start with the kids one. Hey, why not? It's better than nothing. Dude, you are just a great dude. I think you're in the driver's seat for many, many more years of success, however your business evolves, man. And I just want to know that you got a supporter of me. I'll be buying pack rips from you guys.
Yeah, dude.
And everyone out there, you guys definitely got to check them out on Instagram and check out their next Madness sale coming up here in a few weeks here in October. But man, we just really appreciate you, brother. You guys have been hanging out with Jameel.
Let's go.
Travis Too Tall and Huff. We want to thank you so much for your time today, and let's keep being real.